Hi, I'm Matt from the B&B Gaming channel, and if you appreciate PUBG like we appreciate PUBG and you want more PUBG content, then click the subscribe button below, and also make sure that the bell notifications are active so that way you don't miss a single PUBG video. Today we're going to be talking about the drop shot, and I can already hear it in the comments. This isn't Call of Duty. We don't need the drop shot. But after spending just about an hour playing around with it, I'm convinced it's something we should be adding to our game. So let's talk about it. So if you've played Call of Duty like many of us, if most of us have, the drop shot is not new. The main difference is up to this point, I have not been good with the drop shot. But recently I've been getting owned by some players and it seems so smooth, and I had to go figure out how are they making the drop shot so smooth, because when I do it, it doesn't work out that way. Yes, I know there are different skill levels, but this wasn't always about a skill level. There was something fundamentally different happening when I drop shot compared to another player. So we spent some time in the training ground and took it to team deathmatch to see how we would perform. Here is some playthrough in team deathmatch with the drop shot with very minimal practice in the training ground before, probably 3, maybe 5 minutes, if that. I only played in the training ground long enough to figure out what I was doing wrong and how to make it smooth, which we'll talk about very shortly. Oh, okay. That was bad. Can't just drop straight. That's not fair. See, I'm intentionally doing something I wouldn't do. That was not a good one. You saw there's a lot of sway. It's a pretty good one. It's getting smoother. That would have been a good one to drop shot, but he was really close. That got spanned so much. So watching the video, there are a couple of key points, things that you need to do to effectively do the drop shot and to keep your crosshairs from floating up and to the right. If your crosshairs float up and to the right, it delays your ability to lock onto your target and shoot, and will probably result in your death. The key is to do 3 things very quickly, very succinctly, in this order. 1, crouch. Hopefully you are already used to crouching, because you should be crouching when you spray. If you're not, I'd get good at crouching and spraying first. If you don't crouch first and you go straight into prone, your gun will take off up and to the right. The second thing you want to do is ADS. It's a good idea to build good muscle memory and get used to crouching, ADSing. The third step now is the obvious one. You prone. As you're proning, you should be able to begin shooting. It might be a little wobbly, but you should be able to lock in on your target if you did it right. If your gun is bouncing up to the right as you're proning, you did something wrong. And if you did something wrong, try it again. I am not a high skill player, and I had fairly good success using it the very first time in team deathmatch. When I came into the lobby, the first round was already half done. And despite coming in effectively 25% through the round, I finished second on the team. That's just one sample. Don't get too caught up with my stats or the sample. I can just tell you I'm not a high skill player. I'm pretty average. But if you saw those clips, you could see that the drop shot was effective in certain situations. Also, I was pretty much W keying in team deathmatch. I wasn't trying to be strategic very much. I was trying to find a fight and use the drop shot. So when should you use the drop shot? Well, I don't think you should just W key using it all the time, because in certain scenarios, if you miss your shot or you use it in the wrong scenario, you will be dead. There's no reason to go running out in the open and drop shot 2 other enemy players when you're behind cover. Where I can see this being ideal is pushing buildings. You're running in a building, you get caught off guard. There's some guy camping in a corner, and now you need to snap to him, crouch, shoot, and drop shot, and maybe catch him off guard, because if you don't, you're going to be dead anyway. Some quick benefits. 1, you're on the ground prone, presenting a smaller target to your opponent. 2, your opponent is ready to shoot a crouch or a standing player most of the time, because there aren't tons of people that use the drop shot regularly. So they may just completely shoot above you because they started out here and you went down. 3, spray control is easier. It is easier to spray your weapon full automatic from a prone position than it is from standing or from crouch. Now the downside, which is obvious: if you miss, you are dead. If you're fighting multiple people and you only get one of them, you are dead. So this should be something that's utilized and you implement in your game, but don't expect to use it in every single situation, because I doubt it will work that way. Like so many things in PUBG, you want to use tactics that are appropriate for the situation, which is why I gave you a couple of examples when I'll be using it. Perhaps you'll think of other situations where it would be good. You can share those in the comments. But for now, go out there, try it in the training ground, try it in team deathmatch. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time.